internet, what's going on? That's right, it's me, Rich. You guys aren't still mad about that whole Bumblebee thing, right? I mean, wasn't the only guy who wasn't really supportive about that ship. And speaking about that, as you can probably tell from the title of this video, we're going to be talking about theories, fanfictions, and ships. Now, technically, I was supposed to release this video about like 3 weeks ago. But as I told you guys, I kind of got sick. Yeah, I came down with the flu just literally after I uploaded a review. And I was like, oh my gosh, well, I hope this doesn't last too long. Yeah, well, it lasted about a week. After that, I really didn't have any time to do anything else except for catching up on schoolwork and trying to get some reviews done so that when I came down here, I really didn't have to worry about working too hard. Not that I ever have to worry about working hard, am I right, guys? I'm gonna shut up. But anyways, you can probably tell from the thumbnail of this video is gonna be focusing on a particular theory. And, well, I'm just gonna get out right now and say it, guys. If you have not seen RWBY yet, or if you've only watched a bit of it, be ready. This video is going to have spoilers. Unlike in my reviews where I try to pretend like I haven't seen RWBY yet and I'm literally watching it in chronological order and reviewing it as such, here I'm just gonna go all out. You guys know about RWBY, I know about RWBY, so let's, you know, get through this. But anyways, back in Volume 3, a particular character was announced to us and, well, everyone just fell in love with him, despite the fact that he really didn't seem to have any redeemable characteristics at all about him. That character was Crow Bronwyn, who just so happened to be RWBY's uncle. Or at least that's what we've been told, because we all know that the creators like to screw at us. And there's a conspiracy about everything, and Crow can't be just RWBY's uncle. There's gotta be something else going on. Well, some of the RWBY fanboys out there thought of that, and they came up with a theory. And to be honest, back in Volume 3, when I first heard about it, I was like, okay, well, it's an interesting theory. It doesn't really hold any water, but hey, that's what theories are about. They're supposed to be interesting. Now, some of you may already know about this, or some of you may not, but the theory pretty much goes like this. That RWBY isn't the niece of Crow. She is Crow's daughter. I know, it's a little weird and doesn't make any sense story-wise, but we all love twists, and we love twists that deal with characters that have great chemistry with each other, and RWBY and Crow certainly have that. Now, if you watch the show, you pretty much figure this out right away, that no, RWBY is not Crow's daughter. In fact, she is the daughter of Taeyang. And to be honest, I really didn't care either way. I thought it was an awesome theory and that it was pretty interesting to think about, but I really didn't care much about it because, again, it doesn't really make sense in canon. However, a little over 3 weeks ago, I watched a video from a popular YouTuber who, well, pretty much went over a Q&A session that the RWBY team had with its fans. During one of the Q&A sessions, a fan asked a question. But instead of asking a question like, hey guys, what do you do if you get stuck with writer's block? They instead decided to indulge the dark side of the internet. Join the dark side, it's so much more fun. Plus we have cookies. But pretty much they asked straight up if this theory had any grounds whatsoever. Well, I'm guessing this hasn't been the first time that Miles has been asked this, and I guess he just got pissed off finally, and said, yeah, no, this theory doesn't hold water at all. This theory is false now, okay? It's been disproven. And to be honest, that's more or less where the story should have ended. And generally, I think most people were just like, well, it's been disproven. There's nothing we can do about it. It's an interesting theory, and we can keep it around as a great idea, but it's not canon anymore. Let's move on. But some people weren't willing to give up the idea and took it a little too far, and not the way that you guys think. I'm not going to really put down any names, but there is a Facebook page out there, like many Facebook pages, that deal with RWBY fandom, and it is called RWBY Family. Apparently, one of its administrators wrote something down that was a little rude. Now, I found out about this when I was watching, I don't know if you guys know about him, but he is a great YouTuber. You should really go check out his channel if you haven't yet. His name is Jack, the one-man band. Put a link in the description. But anyways, he made a video pretty much talking about this, mainly because of the fact that, well, he got involved in it, unfortunately. I really don't have the time to go over the entire video, so I'll pretty much just give you the basics here. More or less, the administrator said, listen guys, this theory has been disproven, and, well, we really don't want you to talk about it anymore because it seems like a waste of time. How about we talk about some other theories, some other fanfiction, some other ships, you know, stuff that could still be canon and, you know, be an interesting talking point. Except he wasn't as nice as I was. In fact, he was very mean and rude. Oh my God, somebody on the internet was mean, and they were rude, and they were not nice people. That is no. It's kind of different when you're an administrator because you're not just some random dude on the internet posting stuff. Well, Jake and his girlfriend followed this Facebook page, and this is where things kind of got out of hand. See, his girlfriend kind of see that this was going to end well and decided to come to their defense, since she had been with the Facebook page for a long time. More or less what she said was, hey, you're being a little rude, you might want to tone it down. We completely understand that, yeah, some people get a little weird with their ideas, but, you know, calm down before you make, you know, a fool of yourself. None of you guys probably guessed, they kind of turned around and snapped back at her. And being the good boyfriend that Jake is, he wasn't going to allow that to happen. After going back and forth a little bit, trying to diffuse the situation, eventually he decided, you know what, I've got a lot of power on YouTube, I've got a few 10,000 subscribers, I'm going to use that power. That is right, world. You should fear the power of the YouTuber. We control your destiny. But anyways, he made a video and he kind of pretty much went all out on it. Now, I'm not condoning anything he said, and let's face it, he did get a little, you know, heated for something that, well, we should just come to expect from the internet. But this is one of the reasons why I respect this guy, because he did release a second video pretty much apologizing for his attitude and language. However, he didn't apologize for the stance he took, and that's one of the reasons why I respect him. He did apologize for being so rude in turn, but still held his ground in what he believed. But that's not really why I'm making this video. The reason why I'm making this video, because, well, after hearing all that, it got me thinking, what do I think about theories, fanfiction, and ships? And the thing I think we all need to remember is that each one actually has something in common. They're ideas. They are concepts that we as fans come up about the shows we love. Now, does that mean that theories, fanfiction, and ships are bad? Yes, they are! No, like pretty much anything, it depends on the context. As I said, they're just ideas, and, well, ideas can be either good or bad. And the thing that really separates them is more or less what they are about. Theories are just that. They're pretty much conceptions of people trying to make of the show that they're watching. And they can range from the quite reasonable to the absolutely absurd. They're still ideas, and they can be an interesting topic to talk about. Now, fanfiction's a bit different, as it has a wide range of things that it can be. It can be short stories, to full-blown novels, to people trying to come up with ideas of the history, to, well, alternate universes. Now, I'm not really going to go into full detail because I really don't have the time. It's kind of hot in this room, and I'm doing the best I can with what equipment I have. And ships are pretty much just fans pairing characters together. However, though I just said that ideas aren't really good or bad, when taken in context, well, they have a tendency to change. And just like with the Ruby and Crow idea, it didn't really hold any water, but it was still an interesting idea to talk about. Well, technically, it wasn't a bad theory. What would be a bad theory would be to try to take something that we know as concrete in the show and turn it around and try to make it seem like you're being absolute serious. I.e., we all know that Pyrrha is dead, spoiler alert, and yeah, it sucks, but we really shouldn't change that. However, some people have come up with the theory that, no, she's not dead, she's just in some sort of coma or alternate dimension or something stupid. And that's where it becomes a bad theory, where they try to take those ideas seriously, almost as if the creators were the ones that came up with it. Whereas a good theory would be either one that has an interesting concept to it, or, you know, could make sense in canon. As for fanfiction, I really am not going to go into detail with this because, let's face it, it's a huge concept to talk about. Plus, technically I will have more to say about this later on, but for now, to separate a good or bad, let's just put it out as this. A good fanfiction is one in which a writer tries to create good stories and good characters with what has been already given. A bad one would be where they try to tear everything apart and just tell it how they want to. And as for ships, well, all ships are bad and we should kill off everyone who likes them. See, Heil! No, again, they're ideas, and granted, unlike theories or fanfiction, which could range from the plausible to the downright absurd, most ships are, well, they vary in the absurd category. Now, some were proven to be true, like the Pyrrha and Jean ships. Many people thought that they should get together and it shouldn't be Jean and Weiss, and, well, so did the creators. But there are so many out there that are trying to be taken seriously, again, like with the Bumblebee ship, that, well, in canon just don't make any sense. But again, that's not to say that they're bad ideas. Let's come to this realization, people. RWBY eventually is going to end. There will be a finale, a final episode, and the story will come to a close. Hopefully it will be a great ending, and in time everyone will continue to remember it. But eventually, like with any story, people are going to try and retell it. And sometimes a retelling can be great. They decide to take the story in a whole different direction, and it becomes a wonderful show. It's not better than the original, but if anything, it bolsters the original. Some of these ideas that people have may indeed one day be their own stories. However, at the time, it seems people have a tendency to take it a little too far. Again, like with the RWBY family, where they took it too far in the opposite stance, saying that, hey, this idea has been disproven, we shouldn't talk about it at all. It is the fundamental right of us sentient beings that we should be allowed to talk about our ideas. Whether or not people decide to listen is a whole different story, but for now, ideas should be allowed to grow. Sometimes, yes, they are terrible, and well, we'll see that, and we'll stop talking about them and ignore them, and eventually they'll die off. Just because you don't like an idea doesn't mean that it is a bad idea. So if you guys take anything from this video, remember these 3 things. First of all is that your ideas are just that. Your ideas. They don't have to be accepted by anyone, let alone the creators. But it doesn't mean that if somebody doesn't like it, that you have to throw it away. You can keep it around. It is an idea, and it could help form into something else. The number of times that I've come up with an interesting concept for a show that didn't make any sense in show later on, but I kept the idea and it grew to be something so much more. Yeah, hold on to your ideas. They may themselves not grow into something more, but they can inspire something else. Now the second thing is that your ideas are just that. Your ideas. They don't have to be part of canon, but that doesn't mean that they are bad. They are ideas that can grow into new stories, new characters, new worlds. You have to be willing to put in that work. Yes, work into your ideas to help them grow into something better. The final thing is similar to what I left off in my last review, and that is this. Never let your ideas or anybody else's ideas ruin your enjoyment or others' enjoyment in the show. As fans, yes, we're going to come up with so many ideas about a show, whether they be theories, fanfictions, ships, doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, we shouldn't be arguing with each other over which ones are better. Even if they're not canon, that doesn't mean that an idea is, well, garbage now. Because again, though RWBY and Crow, or the whole theory between the two where it is not canon, the idea is still interesting and it can be used for something else. So yeah guys, that's pretty much my video for now. I'm going to turn back on the AC because I had to turn it off because my camera was picking up too much of the background feed. I hope you guys are doing well, and I hope that I'm able to make more videos like this for you guys because I really enjoy talking about these kind of concepts. As for the rolling RWBY ship, yeah, this one may have been taken off the tack board and thrown in the garbage, but again, the idea is still there and it can be used for something else. But before I close this video, let me ask you guys this. What are your ideas? Do you guys have any interesting theories about RWBY? Have you guys read any good fan fiction that, well, yeah, may not be canon, but still are really good, interesting reads? I'm not really going to talk about ships because I really don't care about them. Yeah, I'm sorry. If you thought I was going to be positive about that, no, I still don't care about them. Anyways, guys, I've been Ricardo. If you like this video, give it a like. And if you want to see more of my stuff, just subscribe. Don't worry, you won't be getting much from me. Sadly, I don't have all the time in the world to work on videos. I wish I did, because again, it'd be really interesting to talk about these kind of concepts. But for now, I still need to go to school because, well, I need to earn some money to eat. Toodles!